So you're probably wondering why I brought my Wiimote to this review. Basically, the reason why is because Nintendo just had their E3 conference recently, and I wanted to bring something Nintendo related to the video. So there you go. So for this E3 conference, you guys, we got a lot, and I'm talking a lot of great looking titles for the Wii U and the Nintendo 3DS. I unfortunately don't have either system right now. I've been very, very behind on game related stuff. But after seeing this conference and after being way overdue with getting some Nintendo 3DS titles with even the 3DS system, Nintendo has definitely convinced me this year to buy a 3DS. Don't know when I'll get a Wii U, but after seeing some titles from this conference from this year, really, really looking promising for the system now. Before I was kind of like, they only got New Super Mario Brothers U and Batman Arkham City Armored Edition. I'm like, that's just not enough for me to want to buy this 350 device while going to college and all that other kind of stuff. But this year, guys, I really wanted to talk about the positives and negatives, some of the great looking titles we saw this year, and some of the titles I was just like, I don't know about those. Um, for the positive titles, you guys, we got Super Mario 3D World, we got Mario Kart 8, we got Super Smash Bros. 4. There's going to be a Nintendo 3DS version and a Wii U version, so looking forward to that. Looking forward to both of those actually. Batman Arkham Origins, that's going to be both for the 3DS and the Wii U. We have this downloadable content game for the Wii U called Shovel Knight that looks really interesting. It kind of looks like a 8-bit NES game brought to the Wii U system for downloadable content. Kind of reminds me of Cave Story for the Wii, how you can download that, and it reminded you kind of the NES era. Looks like Shovel Knight's going to do just the same, so I'm really looking forward to that when I eventually get a Wii U, because I'm probably not going to get one for a while. But the DuckTales remake, it's a remake of one of the Super Nintendo titles, I think, of DuckTales. Looks like it's going to be a downloadable content title for the Wii U. Looks great. Saw the trailer for it within this video I was watching on the Nintendo E3 conference. Looks really fun. I've never played that actual the DuckTales game for the Super Nintendo, the actual version. But this remake looks great, and I'm really glad Nintendo brought it back in a very unique fashion. Um, Scribblenauts, they're making another Scribblenauts game. And what's cool about this is it's going to be both for the Wii U and the 3DS, and they're incorporating DC Comics stories and characters into this game. So really looking forward to that. We got Batman and Superman and the Flash and Green Lantern and all these DC characters that you would recognize in this Scribblenauts game. And because I like DC Comics and Marvel, but because it's DC for this game, really looks great, and I'm really glad that they're incorporating DC Comics into this next Scribblenauts title. There's going to be a game called Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and it's going to be for the Wii U. It's a sequel to Donkey Kong Country Returns for the Wii, which I liked, but I wasn't, it wasn't as big for me as the original Donkey Kong Country titles were for the Super Nintendo system. But I love Donkey Kong. I love the Donkey Kong Country franchise. Glad they're making another one. What's cool about this one is Dixie Kong joins the mix again this time. Going to add new abilities. You can use her hair twirl technique again from Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3, which is going to be very helpful in this upcoming title. We're introduced to, once again, a new series of villains. For some weird reason, Rare is not giving back the Kremlings characters from the Super Nintendo titles. Never quite sure why Rare is not doing that with Nintendo. But to be honest, I just want Rare to come back to this franchise. I mean, they did such a great job, and it's really too bad that they're not helping Nintendo out with this franchise. Though Nintendo is doing a pretty good job for the most part, it just doesn't have the Rare element that um, the Donkey Kong Country games once had for the Super Nintendo, which, once again, I would really like to see Rare come back for this franchise. Because they really haven't made a good game in a while, and I really want them to come back. Um, for some of the negative titles, you guys, and don't worry, I'm going to come back to the positives because I do have quite a few comments to make about some of these upcoming titles. And I'm going to have some comments about these negative ones. We're getting Pokemon X and Y. I don't need another Pokemon game. I'm sorry, Nintendo. Pokemon's dead to me. It's been dead since 2000, and they're still making them. And there's still, unfortunately, some people that seem to be buying them. And I got to be honest, this Pokemon thing has to end. Uh, there's going to be Pokemon Poop and Pee soon. I mean, they're just running out of version titles to come up with, and it's just like, Stop making these. Nobody buys them anymore. Nobody plays them anymore. I'm a full grown man. I don't need these games anymore. And I gotta be honest, I mean, these kids these days, they were not introduced to Pokemon the way kids were back in the day. And it's just like, stop making these games. There's probably over 1,000 Pokemon now. We just do not need another Pokemon game. Stop making them. Please, stop making them. Another one that I'm kind of just like, why are they doing that? I guess there's going to be a remake, like a high definition remake of Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Good game for the most part. I was never too sold on the style of that game. I just want another realistic Zelda game, and Nintendo just kind of threw it out of the air as this cartoony style. Um, really didn't need an HD remake. I mean, if I really want to play this game, I can really. I have my Wii system right there. It's right there, and I can just hook up my GameCube title of it, play it, and there we go. I mean, and people are like, we just don't need a remake of it. Yeah, I guess there's going to be some type of because the Wind Waker one had like a Game Boy Advance connectability or something. I guess they're gonna try to remake that somehow using Miiverse, and I don't know. It just is like, don't do it. So not looking forward to that one. I'm not gonna buy it. Kind of like Ocarina of Time for the 3DS. It's just like, I don't want to buy that. Um, there's this upcoming title. It looks good graphically, but as far as just like, am I gonna get this game or not? Specifically, it's for a system I don't even have. Is Bayonetta 2. I guess they changed the look of the character, and it. Okay, here's what I think of that game. It's basically a woman from a laboratory somewhere, some random laboratory in the U.S. Got these fairy wings on her back, and it's just like, you should be going back to the laboratory doing lab work. You don't need to be out in the world with these fairy wings, and it's just, it looked like a Lost Kingdoms title, and it's just like, I don't like that series, and I'm not going to buy this, and I don't want some random laboratory scientist flying around with all these weapons, and it's just like, it looks good graphically, but this game looks dumb. So Bayonetta 2 is a huge thumbs down for me. Even if the game looks great, even if it plays great and people like it, it's just like, it just looks like garbage. I'm sorry. Um, but for the titles I'm really looking forward to, you guys, Super Mario 3D World looks fantastic. I mean, this game, they could have even called it Super Mario Galaxy 3. It just looks absolutely amazing. I like how they're incorporating 4 characters into it. It's basically the same characters you remember from Super Mario Bros. 2 for the NES. It's Mario, Luigi, and Toad and Peach as playable characters. Some of their abilities come back. What's unique though is since Toad was a little bit slow in Super Mario Bros. 2, in this game I guess they're going to make him really fast. So that's kind of a unique change that they're going to do, but it sounds cool. It sounds like they're going to make each character unique in their own way in this game. There's going to be a cat suit in this one, I guess. Looks like a lot of fun. And if Nintendo, like I said, if they really want me to buy a Wii U, this title may do it because it just looks like a ton of fun. It's called Super Mario 3D World, and I guess it's a spirited sequel to Super Mario 3D Land for the 3DS. Um, Mario Kart 8 looks amazing. I'm kind of mad that they're just putting the numbers on these titles now. It's just like, be more a little bit creative with it. I mean, we have Double Dash and all the other stuff, and now they're just calling it, oh, let's just call it 7, or let's just call it 8. But anyway, the game itself looks amazing. I like how you can go upside down in this one and race that way and go back the way you're used to racing from previous titles. It looks like they're going to have motorcycles in this one, karts in this one, bikes in this one. Anything that you can race with, I guess, is going to come back in this one. Not 2 people on a cart like in Double Dash, unfortunately. I hope that's a feature. I think that'd be a neat way to bring it back, like maybe offer it. Don't, make it the main focus, but I think it'd be cool if you can offer single racing or 2 people on a cart racing. I think that'd be a cool way to make another Mario Kart game. But the game looks great. Mario Kart 8 looks really impressive. The one title that I think broke the show, I think people are going to be talking about this title for a long time. I think this is possibly even the title that's going to beat Sony and Microsoft this year as far as conferences go. Is Super Smash Bros. 4. There's going to be a 3DS version, a Wii version, a Wii U version, I should say. It sounds like we're going to have more characters in this one. We got Villager from Animal Crossing. We got Mega Man. We have the Wii Fit trainer from Wii Fit. More characters to come. It sounds like the Balloon Fighter is going to somehow work his way into it. It looks like both like an up attack for the Villager, but at the same time, the way I was watching the trailer, it's just like, Oh, I swear that's the balloon fighter. So like maybe he's an assist trophy or something, but I swear I saw him in this trailer. And but the game looks great. I really think I really like that Nintendo has it for both a handheld and a console. That's going to be really neat. I hope they connect it in some way where if you have the 3DS version, you'll be able to fight people on the Wii U version. It's going to be a really neat feature. That'd be cool too if they have like exclusive characters of equal balance. You know, like nothing like oh this character's better than this or this character's better than this. But I think it would be like, for example, like let's say Mega Man's on the Wii U version and Zero's on the 3DS version, or something like that would be really cool. Um, and like I've been saying since the third Super Smash Bros. Game, get Professor Egad in this series. I mean, I think it'd be cool if they gave him the Poltergeist 3000 from Luigi's Mansion, give him the fire, ice, and vacuum abilities. That'd be cool. I mean, I want to play as Professor Egad in a upcoming Super Smash Bros. Game, and put Waluigi and King K. Rool in there. That'd be really cool. Um, Batman Arkham Origins. It's going to be for the 3DS and the Wii U. Looks great. I mean, it's basically Arkham City. It was Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and I get this might be the third one. But Arkham Origins looks great. It's gonna be like I said for the 3DS and the Wii U, so it looks really fun. Uh, Shovel Knight, like I said, it kind of looks like a 8-bit game that they are releasing to the Wii U. Looks like a lot of fun. And then I talked about the other ones earlier. Um, yeah, we just don't need another Pokemon game. I'm sorry, we just do not need another one. Um, like I said, the Wind Waker thing. I mean, I like the game, but if I really want to play it, I'll just hook it up on my Wii system. And that Bayonetta 2, it just does not look good. Um, very there wasn't a lot of detail shared with Pikmin 3. I know it's kind of the other big thing they're talking about lately. I think they talked about it quite a bit last year. Um, but yeah, I mean, I like Pikmin. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Uh, I think it's cool that they're making another one. So, really impressed with this year's conference, you guys. Those are just some titles that I was both really happy about and really disappointed with. But overall, the overall conference looks fantastic. I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun playing these titles that they're going to have for demos out in this conference. So I hope the people who actually do get to go to the E3 conference this year have a fun time because there's a lot of neat titles they're going to be able to play there. It sounds like some Best Buys are going to offer demos for some of these. So look forward to that if your Best Buy does offer some demos for some of these titles. But Super Smash Bros. 4, I'm really looking forward to that one. Don't know how good or bad the Microsoft and Sony one did, but from what I've been told, um, it sounds like there might be another Tom Clancy game for the Xbox One. That's what I briefly heard about. But I haven't made a game video here in a while, you guys. Sorry, it's a little bit later than planned for me posting this one. But hope to possibly even bring back some more game related videos, request them, and I'll make them. Um, yeah, and I hope you guys enjoyed some of the Nintendo titles from this year's E3 conference because I got to tell you, I'm really pumped for some of these titles.